Dry fish making process explained in English.
The Creative Commons license makes this documentary free to share and reuse. This video may seem old to you, but it's not. This is how Sri Lankan traditional dry fish makers do their job in the current time, using old techniques, but the result is natural, tasty, and authentic. If you've traveled to various parts of the world, you may have noticed that certain places seem like they've been frozen in time. There are places that resemble the 1970s or 1980s. This historic town of Negombo and the old fishing villages are an accurate portrayal of that. Dried fish has been produced in Sri Lanka for centuries, as seen in British colonial records dating back to the 19th century. British administrators monitored dried fish production for the purpose of taxation of fish. This taxation and growth of the fresh fish industry was attributed to a decline in the dried fish industry during the British period. Dry fish hold a cherished place in the hearts and kitchens of Sri Lankan people. This versatile ingredient is beloved for its rich umami flavors and delightful crunch. Sri Lankans incorporate dry fish into a variety of dishes, making it a staple in local cuisine. Whether enhancing a curry or enjoyed as a crispy side, dry fish brings a taste of tradition and authenticity to every meal. Dried fish consumption. The expenditure on dried fish consumption has gradually increased in the same period at a slightly higher gradient than chicken consumption. On average, households in Sri Lanka spent 2.4 times more on fresh fish than dried fish. In comparison, with the quantity, 3 times more fresh fish than dried fish consumed by households in past years. Now, we will examine the traditional method of making salted dry fish. Let's get started with the process. For centuries, fishing methods and culture have remained unchanged in the traditional fishing beaches of Negombo shores. Everything here has its unique story, and each story connects to the sea. Everyone loves coming to the shores. As boats are pulled into the sea, everyone lends a hand to help fishermen bring their boats into the water. After boats are returned, everyone receives a small portion of the day's catch, if they were present. Only small to medium-sized fish are used to process dry fish, so these boats are not going to fish in the deep sea. When they return to land after catching fish, they grade them inside the boats. Fish suitable for making dry fish are taken to these dry fish processing areas and regraded in terms of types and qualities. Preparation is the subsequent stage. The preparation methods depend on the type of fish and its size. For example, some fish types need to be prepared without skin, while others will be prepared with skin. Small and medium-sized fish will be prepared for salting to dry them, while sizes above medium will be cut into pieces and sent to canning factories. Skilled workers carefully handle selected fish to ensure that the process achieves the optimum quality. Notably, the unique charm of Sri Lankan dry fish has even inspired international artists, with songs dedicated to its taste and cultural significance. The global interest highlights how this humble ingredient transcends borders, symbolizing both Sri Lanka's culinary heritage and its influence on the world's palate. Let's listen to some of it.
Under the sun, she smiles and she waits. Dark-skinned ladies seasoning their fates. On the beaches where the ocean sighs, dry fish magic under endless skies. Golden rays burn the sand so hot. Handful of salt in a perfect toss. With every flick, that ancient song, Negombo secrets all summer long. Godfish and dreams on sunburning beaches, where flavors dancing and everybody reaches. Unforgettable taste stirring deep in your soul. Negombo rhymes with love that makes you whole. Crackle and seagulls cry above. Stories breathing as old as love. In every bite you taste the sea. Negombo songs setting hearts free. Whispers of waves and laughter shared. Ladies' hands, time has spared. Echoes of a life, so rich and bold. A flavor's tale, and still be told. Life is dreams on sunburning beaches, where flavors dancing and everybody.
Next step is the fish salting process. Can you see the things that are covered with dark plastic sheets over there? Those are the barrels used for the fish salting process. After preparing the fish, workers bring it here using woven baskets. Place it in barrels that are filled with concentrated seawater for salting. To finish the salting process, it will be well covered with dark plastic sheets and kept for approximately 2 to 3 days. After 3 days, this is how it looks. At this stage, fish is fermented. The quality fishy smell from these barrels, which are mixed with the sea breeze, would be noticeable if you were present. This worker gets fish out of the barrels and fills plastic baskets with it. Then it will be submitted to a recutting process to remove excess parts. The fish fermentation process using salting is a traditional preservation technique that enhances both the flavor and shelf life of the fish, transforming it into dry fish. Here's a breakdown of the process. Salting. Salt acts as a natural preservative. Layering. The salted fish is then layered in large containers or barrels. Resting period. The fish is left to rest in the salt for 2 to 3 days. Through this process, the fish becomes rich in flavor, stable for long-term storage, and suitable for cooking in a variety of dishes, preserving the culinary heritage of Sri Lankan dry fish. The process of preparing fish for dry fish production ends with essential steps like deheading and gutting to ensure quality and taste. Deheading. The head of the fish is removed, as it contains parts that spoil quickly. This also improves the fish's drying efficiency and final flavor. Gutting. Once deheaded, the fish is cut open and all internal organs, guts, are removed. This prevents bacterial growth, reducing spoilage and any bitter or undesirable taste. Splitting. The fish is then split open along the body to increase surface area, allowing it to dry more evenly. After these steps, the fish is ready for drying under controlled conditions to lock in flavor and create the classic dry fish texture. Fish cutters, often highly skilled in the art of fish preparation, play a crucial role in the dry fish processing industry. They work with speed and precision, using sharp knives to dehead, gut, and expertly split each fish, ensuring minimal wastage and a clean, high-quality product. Each stage, from removing the head to gutting and splitting, is performed with practiced hands and attention to detail, allowing cutters to handle large batches efficiently and ensure the fish is processed quickly. As the morning sun rises, an essential process begins. Here on coconut fiber mats, split fish are carefully laid out to dry, capturing the warmth of the tropical sun. These mats, woven from coconut fibers, are the perfect surface for drying, allowing air to circulate underneath while absorbing excess moisture. Each fish is carefully split and arranged to maximize exposure to the sun, ensuring an even drying process that intensifies the fish's natural flavors. Coconut fiber mats have been used for generations in Sri Lanka, known for their durability and their role in producing high-quality dry fish. The mat's natural fibers prevent the fish from sticking, making them easy to handle and reposition as needed. As the hours pass, the sun and ocean breeze gradually transform the fish, reducing its moisture content and preserving its nutrients. This time-honored tradition doesn't just dry the fish, it enhances its taste, infusing it with a depth of flavor that has been cherished for centuries. With each split fish perfectly dried on these coconut fiber mats, Sri Lankan dry fish takes shape, ready to bring its unique taste to homes both locally and around the world. Along the coastal villages of Sri Lanka, women play an integral role in the traditional art of fish drying. Their skilled hands and practiced techniques carry forward generations of knowledge, essential to transforming fresh fish into the dry delicacy loved around the world. The fish is salted and laid out on coconut fiber mats under the warm sun. This is more than just a day's work. For these women, it's a social tradition, a shared experience where stories and knowledge are exchanged, strengthening bonds with every layer of fish they arrange. Their attention to detail and commitment ensure the fish is evenly dried and cured, preserving the unique flavors that define Sri Lankan dried fish. As the sun climbs high in the sky, the dry fish processing workers bring their day's work to an end. By noon, they've prepared, salted, and spread countless fish to dry under the sun, completing a labor-intensive morning filled with skill and dedication. Their work earns them a modest income, around $10 to $15 each day, a livelihood that supports their families and sustains the local economy. But the day doesn't end with work. Once their tasks are finished, these hardworking men take a moment for themselves. Gathering by the shoreline, they unwind, splashing in the waves, playing along the sand, and taking a refreshing swim in the cool seawater. This simple pleasure, swimming in the ocean they work beside, is a cherished ritual, washing away the morning's hard work and bringing a sense of refreshment before heading home. As they return home, their thoughts shift to lunch, a well-deserved meal to fuel them after a productive morning. And with that, the day of a dry fish processing worker comes to a close, filled with hard work, camaraderie, and moments of relaxation by the sea.